Good afternoon, my name is TFox, and this is a short video explaining my process for engaging with sponsors and subject matter experts in order to understand the root cause of an issue before determining appropriate training intervention. Before beginning to root out the cause of an issue, I find it important to first undertake a performance analysis of the existing process, the first step of which is defining goals. I like to work with the sponsor or SME to identify the problem and define a set of measurable goals that they are attempting to meet with the training. Before we can really understand the root cause of a problem, we need to define what the correct or expected result will be. This is also the time that I like to discuss the magnitude and/or importance of the training. Is this an intervention to a process that is critical to operations, such as meeting legal requirements? Are these stretch goals or firm goals that must be met as soon as possible? Next, I like to collect data to define the performance gap and see where we fall on meeting the stated goals, as well as discover relevant information about learners. Who is this training for, and how are they doing currently? What is the gap between desired and actual performance? Once we've set our goals and determined that there is a measurable gap that requires intervention, I then do a root cause analysis to figure out what type of problem is occurring. The first step of this is creating a process map of whatever the current process is for which we're developing a training. If we're developing a training for a new process, then I like to take time with the sponsor or subject matter expert to define what the process should be like. Basically, we want to examine how things are currently being done to understand where the problems are arising. This can be done initially through interviews and/or surveys with the sponsor or subject matter expert. I also like to have interviews or surveys with the people who are currently doing the task and an observational walkthrough of the process involved. When possible, it's important for me to do these things with people who are meeting the goals and expectations currently, as well as with those who are not. While making a process map, we can discover and classify the type or types of root problems we're encountering, such as a lack of skills or knowledge, a lack of motivation, a lack of resources, a lack of expectations and feedback, and the like. Only some of those things require training and intervention. At this point in the process, I make my recommendation to the sponsor or subject matter expert about types of appropriate interventions for the problem. If it is decided that the root problems discovered do require training intervention, at this point, I like to meet again with the sponsor or subject matter expert to revise or reevaluate the goals that were set initially and to finalize a set of goals and evaluation tools for the training that is to be developed. Once we've determined that the root issue is indeed a training issue, and we've developed a set of goals and evaluation tools for improving skills, knowledge, and abilities that will help the learners meet these goals, then we can move on to determining the best way to deliver that training for the learners involved. Thank you so much and have a good day.